head that, but as students we understand that we still need other things, personal things, just to feel good. So, and we can't really rely on our parents. So I think what we can do in that aspect is, I think I'm jumping the gun here because the question you're asking is how to manage the two. You just have to make up your mind.
Make up your mind to do what?
Yes, to understanding that, like what my mom used to say, your primary assignment is to go and learn in school. To learn in school, but you want to add other things to it to generate income. So not forgetting one and focusing on one, balancing the two. And how can you balance that is managing your time. Okay, so you know you are not going to be missing classes because of...
Okay, let me quickly come in there. I think okay, as a student, let me take myself as an example.
Okay, sir.
As a student, okay, I'm in school, maybe I'm studying engineering,
Okay, sir.
right? And I know the state at home, I know my family finance and all that. I appreciate the fact that my parents are doing their best to sponsor me. And I know they cannot do much more than they can.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the fact that, okay, I should be able to get some things in school and to lessen their pressure at home. And so we can balance the whole thing, because I'm not the only one they are sponsoring to school. I still have maybe other siblings and all that. And is there any other way available for me in school? We will have to consider being a private institution or a public institution. If you're in a private institution, you don't have your time to do other things, and you have some restrictions. And if you're not in private institution, truly you have your time. However, you have to consider the behavior of your lecturers in scheduling classes and all that. And you have to meet up with class, you have to meet up with your academic demand, and also try to get something to help your finance. So how do we do that, and what are the opportunities that are available to manage these situations?
Okay, I think the first thing is getting skilled up, because I didn't understand that till later, but thank God I understood it. Getting skilled up and not saying this is something you cannot do. Believing that you can actually do these things first. That's the first thing. That's the major thing. Believing you can undo school and still manage. That has always been my excuse. Mom, you have to provide for me. You sent me to school, and I'm focusing on school.
Focusing on school, reading, you can't combine everything.
That was what I kept on telling myself, until when I felt that okay, I needed to do things by myself too.
So are you saying it's possible to focus on school and business?
Yes.
Then won't that affect my grade in school? I've set target, okay, I want to be I want to graduate with at least minimum 2-1, or I even want to have first class. And combining that time, how stressful would that be to read or overnight reading and all that? How do I combine that with meeting my customers and telling customers to resolve money issue, to deliver their packages, or are there other businesses that won't take much time?
I don't think there's a particular business that you say that won't take your time, because I'm going to be using the business I eventually did in school as a case study here.
Okay.
Because after I said, okay, I want to focus on school alone and everything, and I saw that money was not coming in. My parents were trying the little they could, but I knew I needed to do something too. So I started this online store, online marketing. Okay, this is what I sell. I sell beddings in school. I know students, once they buy bed sheets for you in 100 level, it does not just come to your head like that okay, maybe I have to change it and everything. And I see that, okay, this is a basic need for students. And I saw that there are other people that are in the higher stuff in school that they use duvets. They have AC in their hostels and everything. They want something better. So I started saying, okay, this is what I sell. And thank God my mom had a plug for that back at home. So she introduced me to the person. I started working with that. And I felt like that was not going to take my time. Maybe it's just for you to check online that, okay, this is what I want. And I'll send it. And my vendor will send it to me and everything. But at some point too, I'll be in class. And the driver coming from Lagos will call me that I'm at the park. So I don't think there's one particular, and if it's skilled, maybe you make air for people, you sew clothes for people, that one is even another matter entirely. But what I'm just trying to establish is there's no business, there's nothing you want to do that will give you money, like legal money, that will not take your time.
Even if it's legal money, it will still take time.
It will still take your time. They don't.
Time is life. Time is money. They say.
Yes.
Now, thank you very much for that. Let's now consider how you are able to manage the time. And students of nowadays, that are still currently in school, what are the skills? Now, let's start from there. You talk about skill acquisition.
Yes.
What are the skills they can learn? We have to consider the period of learning that skills.
Yeah.
Because let's say the students have about 3, 4, 5 years in school, and they have to be in school, learn, and start the business to help them. Because basically, helping them through the school is during that period of 5 or 4 years.
Yes.
What are those skills that they can easily learn correctly, and then how can they manage the time with study?
There are lots of skills that you could actually acquire on your. I think we used to have breaks that will have to come home. Some people will stay back in school and everything. You can learn hairstyling, hairdressing, fashion designing.
Fashion designing. Can you learn fashion designing within 3 months?
You can learn fashion design within 3 months, but you have friends who know these things already.
Okay.
So when you have the basics already, that okay, you started learning. If you can humble yourself to learn in school too, and how do you do that? If it's just about programming yourself. If it's okay, after my class every day, I'll go to so person's shop, or I'll go to one woman's shop that is beside my hostel, to just let me know, to let me understand this thing more. Getting to know how to do those things. And social media has really helped us, or let's say social media, our phones, and I think it's social media. Google will teach you what you need to learn in 6 months if you are consistent with it. Google will teach you in 2 weeks, 3 weeks if you are serious with it. I didn't learn bead making from anybody. And it's not because I just felt like I saw someone doing the business. And this person was making money. And for a pause, I felt like I could not just drop my 6,000, because I knew I was a student too then. I knew how I was getting this 6,000. I know how many bedsheets and duvets I was going to sell to get 6,000. And then you're telling me to come and get a pause for 6,000 just because I want to take it to church. So I started watching YouTube. I started learning, and I made a post by myself at first. I said, this is nice. I started learning another thing again, like that, until someone told me that, you see, if you can just go to meet someone just to polish this skill for you, you will be fine. So as students, thank God we have phones. No matter how small it is these days, we can do things on it. So watching stuff online and finding time to get someone to humble yourself, because I feel like that's what is really affecting students, and it affected me too. Like, we don't want to learn from our mates, and that is what is affecting us. I didn't learn from my mates too, because I felt like mama pay baba, you know, shouting as oga, and that's I feel like that is what is affecting most of us. So humbling yourself and learning from your friends, your mates, and maybe your senior colleague sometimes also helps. It will fasten the pace of your learning, and before you know it, you start making money from any skill you get.
Thank you very much for that. Skill acquisition is very important. Some people believe that success is when you are well educated and you have good grade. So their focus is getting good grade. And they believe that learning other skills or other craft is for people that are not educated or they don't have privilege to attend school, so they can sustain their life. So that mentality or that ideology, what we have to say to it. Some students have it in mind that, okay, my focus is education. I want to get good grades so I can get good opportunity with good company that will pay me huge salary.
Thank you, sir. I feel like good grade is very, very good. Good grades, it used to sweet your belly and all that, but good grades is not greats are not doing it anymore, because you get to realize that even if is let's talk about when you're even still in school and you're getting good grades, it's not helping you in any way compared to your friend that is not. I'm not talking about, I'm not in support of leaving your primary assignment and focusing on business. But someone that is not really fighting for the best grades in the world, but is actually doing something meaningful with his or her life on the side, I feel like you don't need any pastor to come and tell you that this person is doing better than you. And even in the outside world now, I'm a fresh graduate. I've not started really seriously job hunting, but I have people that graduated before me that are doing it, that had good grades. Now they are getting skilled up. If they are looking for what to add to that good grades to give them an edge over other people who have good grades, because so many people who have good grades, so it's a thing of sitting and reading. Many people have good grades, but what will give you an edge over the other person? Even now, from what I heard, interviewers now, they don't really ask you, oh, what do you have in your paper? They are asking you that what can you give us? So good in as much as good grades are very, very good, and it's good to pursue it. So please adding something on the side, be it the normal basic skills or the professional skills also, is really, really important.
Thank you very much for that. So viewers at home, students that are listening to us or watching us now, it's very good that you get a skill. It will, even if you go for a good grade, it will help you, because there are times that your good grade will not be enough, and at times your good grade may be enough to open the door, but your skill, what you can do, what will retain you and also contribute to your progress. Now, talking about getting good grade now and talking about getting skills. Now, it's a different thing to be good at what you do, and it's a different thing for you to be able to market what you do. So how do we balance that now? Talking, okay, you've graduated from school, you're now a fresh graduate. Your uncle that promised you a job is no more there, and then everybody that I've said, when you finish, just send me your CV. You see that you're sending, it's not delivering, or it's delivering, you're not getting any response. And months is counting, months over months, year over year, and like that, and you need to maintain your life, because nobody is coming to say, what are you doing? I want to send me your account. It doesn't work these days. So how do you manage the skill you have and marketing it? Because I see a kind of gap in that these days.
Okay, thank you. Like I said earlier, we have an edge with social media.
Yeah.
So you learn these skills, because marketing is also a skill. You learn these skills from watching other people in your line of business. What are they doing? And how can you put your own market out there in a different way that will catch people's attention? And you can check on YouTube. You see lessons on that. And if you feel like, okay, that is too much work for you, basically learning from other people. Like, okay, this is how this person, like my own time, I noticed something that, okay, I post a lot, but my captions were not really capturing people's attention. So what did I do? I went on Instagram and I searched different bedding sellers too. How did they put their market out there? I saw what this person is writing. I saw what another person is writing and everything. And I sat down, like, okay, what can I write to that would really put my market out there? Then I found a new way to do it. That every week, when I was really still serious about my business, every week I would check online to teach people if it's about their bed sizes, because you realize that someone will call you that, oh, I want duvet for my bed. What's your bed size? No, let me snap it to you.
Okay.
And I'll be like, you don't know your bed size. When you went to buy your mattress, how did you buy it? Then I started learning. I started catching people's attention, and that really helped me then in school. Because people always want to check my status every week to see the new thing I want to talk about beddings. I'll talk about pillows. I'll talk about the kind of pillows we have and everything. And then from there, people will check. I saw that the people viewing my status started increasing. And then after putting that, then I would put my, my poster. Like, okay, I sell beddings and all that. The different kind of designs and everything. And from there, I saw that people started picking and everything. So it's just basically sitting down and thinking about how different you can put your own market out there. And if you are not someone who, if you are someone who is a little bit shy like me, that can only talk in front of cameras, you cannot meet people one-on-one. I think that's where I still have to work on. Like, this is what I do. I do this and all that because I am a very shy person. I don't do one-on-one things and everything. Find a way to get people's numbers. If you cannot talk to them, just blah blah blah, talk to them. Like, can I have your number? They don't know what you want to talk to them about and everything. And you read them. You make sure they have your number by contacting them, and then you post things. So this is what you do. Yes, this is what I do. Please patronize me and everything. There are so many ways you can market yourself. So just find your own special way and you'll be fine.
Thank you very much for that. If we have to be sincere with ourselves, we see that the era we are is a connected generation. Whatever you do, we try based on the connection you have. And if your connection keep increasing, then there is this assurance that your wealth will also increase, especially if it's based on your business. So, if I get you right, I will just try to do a rephrase. For a student or even for a fresh graduate, it's very key you have a skill, because people will patronize you based on what you can offer them, what you can do for them. If you don't have anything to give them, then you don't get them to patronize you or to give you anything. Even there's nothing like free gift these days. You have to give a service or anything to earn more. And whatever skill you have, make sure that you know it well. You know how to do it well.
Yes.
Maybe catering, it may be anything. And even there are some businesses online, there are some craft online that you don't even have to go to any shop to learn. You can learn graphic design. We have many online freelancers these days that are into IT or anything. So try to do that and learn how to market your business, because marketing is very key. That one, you will go beyond your suite. You will go beyond your church cycle. You will go beyond your community, your family. You meet people online, people you don't even know. I normally think that you have to know someone before you can introduce what you do. But these days I've made it known that you don't even need to know anybody. You can just flood your advert anywhere. You can use YouTube, right?
Yes.
Or Instagram. Even there are some paid adverts that you just pay them a token and they will just flood different status with your advert. And gradually we can help to improve our source of income. And this is not even to graduates or students. We have many people in salary job that are doing side hustle.
Yes.
And which is very key and very important. Now I want us to look at the competition. You know, we've talked about, okay, you have to get skills, you have to be good at what you do, you have to learn how to market it. Now dealing with competitors, because you have people that have already been established.
Yes.
If we're talking about social media, okay, maybe your followers are just 100, and you know another person in the same line of business that followers about 1 million, over 1,000. So how do you try in the midst of all these competitors? What are the strategies that you know can help?
Okay, I think the first thing is not giving up and not being discouraged, and then making up your mind that okay, you can actually get to that point too. Not being discouraged, making up your mind that you can actually do it too.
And believing that you can actually get to that point.
To that point too, because that person started from somewhere. She didn't just wake up one day and she got 1K followers on Instagram. She started from 10 too. So not saying it's someone that is.
You don't feel threatened.
You feel threatened. It's okay to be threatened, because when you are threatened, it gives you this knock to do better. Because when you feel like there are so many people doing it, you start looking for ways to do yours better. I know someone that all he is doing for his fashion designing work is customer service. He makes sure that he knows his customer on a personal level. Like, that's his own key. And we should understand something, that marketing is good, knowing what you are doing is good, putting your business out there is good, but referral in business is like the king of everything. Because what he does is he will give you attention as a customer. Okay, what do you want me to do? Anything. Like, I will personalize. I will not sew it because, okay, this is how I sew my suits. And I will not say that you are coming and you're telling me that, okay, I know this is how I'm seeing this suit, but I want mine to be like this. And I'll be like, no, this is how he will make sure he listens to you, understand what you are trying to get, and he will give it to you. And from there, you say, TD, TD, like anything you want TD to do for you, that's what TD will give you. And that's what he's striving in his business. He's doing well. So the thing is, dealing with competition, you have to have something. You have to understand that, okay, this is what I want to do. It's not about being good with what I am doing. It's good to be good. Like when people know that, okay, this person is always giving me quality, but you have to add something to it. Adding that into that, this is what is personal to me. It's okay for people to copy those things too. Sure. But even if they should copy it, the people that are already getting the real service from you, they will refer other people to you. So it's not looking at people. Of course, you learn from people, you learn things from them, but you also have to sit down to, okay, how do I make my own different from these things? And not giving up, not saying, this person, don't give up, just continue.
Yeah, you mentioned of something like people copying what you do. You know, some people, they will not put some services to the public because they don't want it to be stolen.
Okay.
Like, okay, you made mention of something the other time that, okay, for your weddings, you look like you give like a kind of orientation or sensitization about the size of it and all that.
Yes.
You know, and that you put on the social media public, anybody can copy it for their own business, right? So it's a kind of, you know, some people will be paid for that. Some people will not want to do that because they believe that, okay, it's a kind of service we will pay. But you added it as a kind of to augment what you do.
Yeah.
So it will help your business.
Yes.
So what is your view about people that they try to hide some secret of their business because they are afraid that it will be stolen?
Okay, if I really want to understand you, when they are hiding the secret of their business, they are not putting it out there for the whole world to see, but are they giving it the
Yes, they are
service
giving
to
the customers.
Referrals. Referrals should work in that way.
Yes, refer, but not every customer will refer.
I think, my friend used to say, this cloud, there's no cloud there, is big enough for millions of birds to fly, and they can fly on the same level. They can go higher than each other, and then they will overtake each other and everything. So if you are not willing to take the risk because you don't want to be copied, imagine you putting your service out, that service you're hiding, putting it out there. Imagine the number of customers it will bring to you even before another person gets to copy it. So if you want to stay in your own shell, feeling like, because I don't want people to copy me, I don't know how far that will take you. So you have to understand that life is all about risk. Take the risk, let people copy you. The people who really know you, they know you for what you do, the things you can do for them. So, and let God be the judge of all that, and let God take you far.
Thank you very much for that. So there's nothing to even hide. What you're trying to hide now, if people go online, they will see. And I think that when you give more service to people, it's, you know, protect your business and increases your scope, and it can make, it's a kind of strategy to make you earn more.
Yes.
In whatever you do. Now, I want us to look at this. I've seen different entrepreneurs. I try to study different stages of entrepreneurs. You know, some of us are average and they don't have enough to finance their business. Now, talking about the challenges of entrepreneur, and even talking about different policies. Social media has said, because some of entrepreneurs don't even have to get a workshop or anything.
Yes.
They have it on, and they just get delivery from different logistic companies.
Yes.
To deliver their business or their products and all that. Now, talking about consistency or continuity, based on different changing policy and all that, what do you have to say, or what benefit does that have for upcoming businesses, and how can they manage it with different challenges? Because if you're a student now, your consistencies will be affected when there is a kind of change in syllabus in school and all that, or they shift exam, or they have strike, or anything just happen which could affect that. And you know, some of us, when we've tried, we just give up that I don't try enough, I'm not going to kill myself, right? So what do you have to say to that? Those people that are striving, but they are being faced with different challenges and their consistency is being affected. How can they maintain consistency? Because it's very key in business.
It is. The first thing is not giving up, because it's just like you're talking directly to me. I was coming from a student setting, like where I sell bedspread, and I was to the glory of God, I was making sales. But leaving school, I was not in that kind of setting or that circle anymore. And remembering, I told everyone the last time that I'm not the kind of person who goes to meet people and say that, okay, this is what I do, I'm not too sharp in that aspect. So this placed a very, very big challenge on the fact that I got tired. I was just, the morale was not there anymore, because I felt like, okay, now I'm out of this place. I keep posting all the time. Nobody's even saying I need one bedspread for about a week. And I'm just like tired that, okay, so what will I do? Not giving up and looking for re-strategizing, looking for other ways. So I thought of it that, okay, no, I'm no longer the 200 level girl that can just go and meet 100 level, buy bedspread and everything. What do I do? And I can't just walk into people's offices and tell them that, come and buy bedspread, or I sell bedspread. And that's even if they allow you to enter their office. So what can I do? I spoke to people that I know that are in business to that, okay, what do you, and they were telling me that, okay, you have to look for another targeted audience now. Now you are leaving a level. See this as a good thing for you. See it as you going higher. You are not selling bedspread of 3,000 anymore. You are going higher. So what do you have to do? Get a business card. Are you serious with this business? Get a business card. Do this. So it's just about strategizing. If you are leaving a particular setting and you are going into another setting, looking at, okay, what can you do to make the business? Because this is, if you are really into it and you don't want to give up, you have to look for other ways to make things work. So, okay, get a business card. When you meet someone, if it's your uncle or someone bigger than you and everything, just greet them and, this is what I do. You can have, even if you don't talk much, I want you to have this. One day the person will be checking, okay, bedspread. Do we need bedspread in this? Let's call this person. So strategizing and thinking of, okay, what can you do? Is okay to feel down when you are going through anything, when you are doing it. It's even okay to feel tired, even if you are studying sometimes. But you not giving up on saying that, this book, I'm tired of it too, and then you leave it. The questions are waiting for you in your exam halls. So you can't say, because I'm tired of this thing, then I'm not going to do it anymore. It's okay to be tired. It's an opportunity to go back, rest, and strategize.
Thank you for that. I want to ask this. I've met different people, when you talk about a particular skill or a particular business, they'll be like, that's a dating job. How will I just stoop so low and be dating myself like that? I've met different, when you are a young guy or a young lady, the way people present themselves, and even if you go on social media, that's one route of fake lives, because they say the way you are addressed is the way you be addressed. So everybody wants to present themselves in all these big appearance, So because of that, some people have rejected some small opportunities of like, this is a dirty job, or how much am I going to gain in this per day? Now I estimate it for a month and all that. So what do you see today? Is there anything like a dirty job that someone shouldn't do? Or are there jobs for a specific class of people and all that?
I feel if you are still doing that, I think you have money. That's why you're still.
Funny enough, we have some people, I've met people like that. The money is not there. But they are too, should I call it pride? They are too proud to do such job because they think it's a dirty job.
Can you give me examples of these dirty jobs so maybe I will understand?
Okay. Like, let me think. Okay. Like, as a graduate, selling small things like, okay, you are selling slippers or something, or small business,
yes.
Or you're selling a particular shirt, but they are not costly shirt and all that.
Yes.
Or maybe you're on the street, you have to sell snacks and all that. As a man, you have to sell snacks like 20 naira pop-off and all that.
If it's giving you good money, it's not dirty. anything given,
And even that is small, you might want to, maybe I'm a mechanical engineering graduate, and I've not gotten any appointment. I was like, okay, let me learn from this automobile mechanic, right? Automobile mechanic. That I would be very dead as a graduate. Going under that, I would feel like, no, this is not what I want to do.
I mentioned something the other time, like humbling yourself. Because if you're a graduate and you go ahead to learn from the street mechanic and you get dirty, your friend sees you today and they abuse you.
And your boss is not educated at all.
And your boss is not educated at all.
And he'll be commanding you.
But you humble yourself and learn.
It will be difficult. How many years I spent
I know it is difficult.
Do you know my grade?
But you are
I finished first class.
But you are not looking at that first class. Okay, go and use your first class to get a job then. So the thing is, if you can, it's very, very hard. I know so many people, some of my friends will watch this and say, you'll be fair. Like, you'll be fair saying, go ahead and do it. Because sometimes I'm always like, I cannot do that more. Basically, most times because I am shy or something usher. I cannot do usher, even if they are going to pay Kini, my leg will be shaking and all that. So I know so many people will be watching this right now and be like, so she's also saying anybody can do anything. But if you know this is something that is going to help your life and help your career, at this point, I think everyone watching me, I'm just learning too. At this point, I feel like you should humble yourself and do it anyway. Because those people abusing you that you are learning from this street mechanic and everything, they'll get a car one day. You will collect their money from them to repair their cars. You will collect money.
Even if you do it well, you might end up not looking for any other job. You set up your
and you have a knowledge. You're a first class student, for God's sake. You have your own knowledge. You have things to add to it. So it's not just the person selling pure water that will bring car to you. Bankers will bring cars to you because the approach and everything. So I feel like there's nothing like a dirty job if it's actually going to mean something to you in the future. Just humble yourself and learn.
Thank you very much for that. Actually, we have to be sincere with ourselves again. In this country that we have, there's no dirty job. You will see a lawyer that will drop the whole bar stuff and go into music, start singing.
Yes.
We have a lot of them. And even entertainment industry now, maybe because the majority of our cities in Nigeria are frustrated, so we quickly want something that will distract you. So the entertainment industry is really trending.
Yes.
And you see someone that this person, is it not an engineer? You just will drop. Even we have people that will resign because they want to follow their passion and all that. I think if we can be very versatile and dynamic in whatever we do, it's possible for us to train. And as a student, like she has rightly said, don't just focus on education, don't just focus on getting good grades, because good grades these days don't do anything. Again, we have first class on the streets, we have many Okada riders they have good grades and they are doing, but because they are frustrated, the job they want, the jobs are not coming in and they have to pay their bills, because the bills will not respect your grade at all. So we will encourage every student, before you even finish, get a skill. It will help you in school and after school. And the skills we are talking about is not necessarily to be something like a craft that it doesn't align with your profession.
Yes,
you can get to do something that aligns with what you are studying.
Yes.
If you are studying food or technology or anything, learn catering and all that. It will help you. And you can now apply the knowledge you have in school to whatever you do to make your business different. And I think that will help us to achieve success in time, because if our parents some years back have given us this orientation, I think we won't have many frustrated graduates outside there, because in school they are not even giving us the skills that are necessary
At all.
So you still have to learn to understand what you have studied in school so that you can do it better. And like she said, there is no dirty job anyway, as long as you're getting money out of it. If you are consistent with it, you can polish that job and remove those debts and make it very attractive. You make it very interesting for even your customers to patronize it. And we have to be consistent.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Because consistency is very key, and there is nothing to be shy of. The job you do, you shouldn't be shy of it, right?
Yes, sir.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
And I think there are, not all of us will actually be in business,
That was good.
right? But even if you are not going to be in business, you still need to learn skills that will make you do whatever you do.
Professional courses
Mhm.
that will give you an edge over the other person. You can graduate with a person in your class, but because of the professional courses that you've done, it's going to give you an edge. I learned that too late, but it's not too late for me also, because I studied management and accounting, as I said earlier, and I noticed that apart from the normal popular ones that we know, ICAN, ACCA, that some of my mates were doing, I felt like, I didn't have money to go into that yet, that I was going to do it after school. But I found out later that people were actually acquiring skills that are in line with all you had to do was just get a system. And business analytics, like data science and all that, and some of my smart mates were actually doing that. And I got to know later that some from our IT days 400 level, that they got IT placement and everything. Some of my mates were working with those, even through house 500 level and all that. They were working and they were doing well. So they got out of, all they were waiting for was just write the last paper to go and resume their work back. So I learned that, so there are so many things you can learn while in school. I just started learning mine, but I am very sure it's not too late, because they're
Not too late at all.
So try to learn, get professional skills, not just basic skills, and then, because some of us, we are looking at the corporate world alone. So,
Thank you very much. It's been an interesting session. And then our viewers and listeners at home, please, we are just encouraging you to do more, because we need to do more to be able to survive this economy. The government is not doing more for us. It's not even doing the right things they should do. Then we have to try our best to do it so we don't struggle with life. Because when we plan our life rightly as from school,